Hi. As most of you know, the Super Bowl was yesterday, and we do love football. There's very few things I actually like to watch on TV, but I do like football. Although for the Super Bowl, it's usually just my husband and I, and we don't pay attention to the commercials. We're reading or working on our computer. And for the halftime, we haven't watched it in many, many years. We go on a walk because I've known it was depraved long time ago, and I wanted nothing to do with it. And I knew this year was going to be no different, so those were our plans. But then my son had the flu, and my daughter-in-law was sick with a cold, so I went to pick the kids up yesterday at noon after church, and I was thinking, oh no, they're going to be here during the game. So what I did was, the two older ones watched. They were coloring on the table for a while, actually, in front of the TV. So whenever a commercial came on, I would pause it, and then I would wait for about 8 minutes or so, and I'd speed it through to when the football game was on. So we didn't see the commercials. I did see one about women empowerment and women equality, women being the kicker and the holder in a football game. Everyone's cheering, and when they were shocked when they took off the helmets and they were women. And then people cheered and talked about kicking inequality to the curb, which is so absurd. God created male and female from the very beginning. We're never going to be equal, like they want to say, or the same. We're different. We have different strengths and weaknesses and gifts and abilities and roles. And no matter how much feminism wants to argue otherwise, they're wrong. And no woman will ever play in the NFL. No biological, from birth woman. Yeah, she may be a kicker, but I'll be really shocked because even they get knocked around a lot, and to try to deal with those big masculine men, I just don't ever see it happening. So anyway, when the halftime came, we were all going to go on a walk, but one of my granddaughters was sleeping, so I had to stay home. So I put it on pause at the halftime, and then about 15 minutes later, I sped it. But unfortunately, it stopped when J-Lo was on stage. And so I saw a brief couple of seconds of what she was doing. And I knew J-Lo would be very raunchy because I quit watching American Idol years ago when she was on it because of the way she dressed and the way she danced. Very, very, very seductive. She's a seductress, And so anyway, I changed the channel then. I just said, I'd rather miss some of the football game than have to see any more of that. And then I read, a lot of comments about it, how it was porn. It was porn, and showing shots of women's crotches and pole dancing and a bunch of garbage that I don't even want to tell you about. And I guess children were on the stage. And did you know Super Bowl Sunday is the high? That's when the most sex trafficking is accomplished. And here they are on stage, these women sexualizing themselves, becoming objects, and causing millions upon millions of men to lust after them. It's completely opposite of what they're doing. Completely opposite of what they're saying. And these two women said that they were being empowered or empowering. That's not empowering. Empowering, we need more women empowered to be godly wives and mothers and raising godly children. That's what our culture needs. We don't need empowerment like that. And the most tragic thing about yesterday is, I see people making videos. This needs to be a family-friendly event. It's not ever going to be, you guys. We live in a highly, highly sexualized culture. We can't expect this culture that has Satan as a prince of the power of the air to have family-friendly stuff. We just can't. We need to flee all that stuff. So what I'm encouraging you all to do is to protect your children. It's the children that are being harmed the most in our culture by abortion, millions and millions being slaughtered in their mother's womb, being raised by single mothers, in divorced families, working mothers, so they're not seeing their mothers. Just, children are just being cast aside, broken, damaged, and it's just heartbreaking. I went to Westmont College. It was a Christian college, and I only remember one thing I learned in that whole entire 4 years I was there. And it was at a chapel given by Elizabeth Elliot. And she made the comment that if you were raised in a Christian home, if you were going to make a list of all your blessings, that would be at the top. And the longer I've lived, the more I see that's true. You need to give your children a Christian home. You need to stay married. If you hear that scratching, it's this dog we're taking care of. I have her in the bathroom just while I'm doing this. But you need to stay married to the husband of your youth. No matter, just love him, serve him, be Christ to him. Don't argue with him. Love your children, raise them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord. Be home full time with them. Protect them from this wicked culture, from the highly sexualization. Don't flee fornication. Don't let your kids watch any of that stuff on TV. Make sure anything they watch is wholesome and good. It's your duty as mothers to protect your children from this. We can't change culture. The most we can do is to change us and to just be salt and light around us. We know where our culture is going. It's on the broad path to destruction. We're on a different path. We're on the narrow path to life. We need to look different and act different. We need to raise daughters who dress feminine, who know their worth is in Jesus Christ, not in turning guys on, and who want to be wives and mothers. And we need to raise our sons to value women, to not see them as sex objects, to bounce our eyes when they see immodesty, and to find godly women to marry. This is what we need. We don't need all that other stuff. We know how it all ends, and it all ends good. So our hope is in Jesus Christ. Don't lose hope. Stand strong in the Lord. He's our strong tower. Run to him. And raise your children in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord. Bye-bye.